to Supporting the Needs of Children with Disabilities, a guide for stakeholders. This document is, as its title reveals, is a 17-page document issued by OSERS that suggests approaches that are considered best practices related to managing difficult behaviors and discipline for students with disabilities. Data suggests that many children with disabilities may not be receiving appropriate behavioral interventions and supports, and instead are being removed from the classroom through disciplinary removals. This resource offers alternative strategies that early childhood programs, schools, and LEAs can use in place of aversive practices or exclusionary discipline. OSET provides information about resources, strategies, and evidence-based practices that, while not required by law, can help to meet IDEA requirements, and in doing so, improve the outcomes for students with disabilities. We will highlight some of the information and resources you will find within this guidance document. The U.S. Department of Education highlights these 4 key areas within the document for state education agencies and local education agencies to discuss. The document includes many strategies that can be used by schools to enhance their implementation of evidence-based approaches for better student outcomes, and one of those includes multi-tiered system of supports. They highlight universal academic and behavioral supports, targeted supports, and individualized or intensive supports. Next, they emphasize how state and districts need to shift toward a more positive school climate and build capacity of educators, which includes investing time and resources to ensure that their educators are equipped with the skills and support needed to implement the strategies needed in a culturally and linguistically responsive and affirming way. The third key issue that they emphasize is how states and districts need to consider how federal funding is used to address the disparities in and to reduce the use of exclusionary discipline. The document provides information regarding the use of IDEA Part B funds, ESEA funding, Elementary and Secondary Emergency Relief Fund, and Governor's Emergency Education Relief Fund. Finally, the document connects readers to several technical assistance centers that are funded by the U.S. Department of Ed that provide additional resources that can support the implementation of positive, proactive approaches to support the behavioral needs of students with disabilities. This document provides a variety of proactive strategies for consideration. Proactive, systematic approaches that focus on instruction and supports and that are implemented with fidelity and cultural responsiveness are likely to address disparities and reduce the use of exclusionary discipline and result in positive developmental, academic, and behavioral outcomes for all children, including those with disabilities. Those strategies need to support social, emotional, academic, and behavioral needs of students with disabilities. It also encourages stakeholders to consider the harmful effects of inappropriate and ineffective discipline practice and highlights investments that can be made to address the learning and behavioral needs of students with disabilities. The U.S. Department of Ed and Office for Civil Rights also provide the supporting students with disabilities and avoiding the discriminatory use of student discipline under Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973 guidance document and an accompanying fact sheet. So this OCR document appears as a 32-page manual with a 4-page appendix that includes a glossary of key terms and acronyms. The fact sheet is a 4-page summary of the extensive information that's contained in that manual. To begin, OCR makes it clear that though it can enforce the rights of IDEA eligible students pursuant to its authority under Section 504, the guidance document addresses the rights and responsibilities concerning a free appropriate public education under Section 504 that apply to Section 504 only students. And that free appropriate public education refers to FAPE under Section 504, unless it's otherwise stated. The United States Department of Education highlighted data in the Dear Colleague letter on the inclusion of behavioral supports in IEP, demonstrating that many children with disabilities, particularly Black children with disabilities, were subjected to high rates of disciplinary removals. Districts can access data on the use of discipline for students with disabilities in the Safe Schools Report and Tableau. More information is located on the Safe Schools data collection and reporting page of the Kentucky Department of Education website. If you'd like to contact the Office of Special Education and Early Learning, you may call 502-564-4970.